Ricky, Kyle, last game of the season, what are your emotions?
Well, a lot of emotions. Today was a special day for me because the whole day keep reminding this past 3 years, everything that already happened in this city, with this club, with everything. So today is just about thank you. Thank you to the club, thank you everybody, thank you to my teammates. I'm gonna miss you guys and I'll be a Lion forever.
Absolutely, Lion forever.
Welcome back to Sons of Pitches. Woo! Happy holidays. It's a holiday weekend.
Everyone balik kampung already.
That was an audio clip you heard from Ricardo Kaká's final match for Orlando City. He announced his retirement earlier on, alongside with Thomas Rosicky as well recently.
It's like the
retirement week
year of the legends, the year where the legends say goodbye.
I think we are nearing the end of that golden generation. Really, officially nearing its end.
I will always remember Kaká for saying that I do not want to leave AC Milan for any club. Signs a contract and then he leaves right after that.
As usual, you're joining me. Yuhan and CK and Henry. Izham is in Vietnam. I'm not sure why.
Get some pho.
As usual, we'll be bringing to you match reviews from the Serie A, Bundesliga, League 1, and the Premier League. However, we'll be passing the Spanish League the Spanish La Liga this time around because nothing much happened. Just know that Valencia lost again. We do a bad job at predicting results, man. I swear to God. Without causing any further delay, let's move on to our first talk set. We've been abandoning the French League 1 for quite some time right now, but an interesting match over the weekend happened. Lyon versus Marseille, 2-0, guys.
Mandanda.
Welcome back to Marseille, brother.
I guess you can say that Marseille.
You don't just because Izham is not here, fucker.
Yeah, Marseille kena denda because of him. They were punished because of bad goalkeeping. Not just bad goalkeeping, I think just because Lyon were better defensively.
Oh, so much better this time around.
He's that kind of player that he has good reflexes, but he does a lot of blunders for his what do you call?
I could say the same for Mignolet and Karius.
Karius don't get game time, so it's
I never see someone push the ball before, inside the goalpost. The ball goes inside.
I don't know. Like I've talked about this before. I don't know whether the goal was supposed to be like, did Mandanda do it on purpose or was it actually a real blunder?
I think it was a blunder, lah.
Yeah,
it was a real blunder.
Yeah,
I don't think any goalkeeping error is ever on purpose or with intent.
I hope not. Yeah, unless you're
Mignolet. But in a gist, to be fair for Marseille, they were actually more dominant in the match.
Yes.
If you look at them statistically, they had more possession, they had more goal shots compared to Lyon. Yeah, they had the same amount of goals on target, so it's pretty even offensively. But I think
you see the
Lyon
chances is like pretty critical. It's like if they have a stroke of luck, Marseille would have scored already.
It was half and half. It was Marseille recording 19 shots on 19 shots and Lyon was 9 only, right?
Yeah, Lyon just had a better goalkeeper. Yeah,
the best.
I could say the same for the United Arsenal match. Remember? Like it's a reminiscence of
the amount of saves. I mean, the amount of reflex saves that Lopez had, right, was
Mandanda also has.
Yes, he did. But it really his other counterpart. It was really overshadowed it. But
I just think
superb
that I think that it was the defense that made his job easier in a sense. Because if you look at Lyon this season, they organize themselves the best in the League 1. If you don't put PSG in the frame, because if you look at how they line up their back four, they are very disciplined. It's always a straight line. Like you don't see them all over the place. They always maintain that formation. So it makes Marseille's job attacking up front more difficult, which is why they threw their entire team forward.
Yeah.
Like everyone just pushed up front, and when they had to drop back deep, they didn't have enough time to recover.
Yeah.
And that's when they were vulnerable at the back.
Yeah. Losing Lacazette was more of a get together for the team. It just really brought the chemistry back up higher. Instead of depending on one person, why not depend on the whole team? Even though I feel like in this season, I think Fekir has been doing extremely well this season.
Very well.
Scoring goals, assisting.
Definitely better than Depay.
Yes.
Still better than.
I think Depay was benched in this game, if I'm not wrong. Anyway,
he played.
I think I know he played. But you don't see him.
You rarely see him, even though he's at Lyon right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, fun fact and an update. Remember Claudio Ranieri?
Yeah.
Who's managing Nantes right now? Did you know that his team is in 5th place?
Champions League, man! Dilly dong!
They started off the season really badly, but after that they've been winning 6-5 games in a row.
It's Ranieri lah.
I think he's using time monks again.
Moving on to our next talk set, let's move on to the Serie A where Inter Milan, I think, did we jinx them, guys?
I think you all did.
Versus Udinese, a 1-3 defeat to Udinese Udinese at home.
It's the same way that Milan lost their match, though, if you think about it.
I mean, no, this one I feel like it's the defense that is sleeping.
Yeah, it was so open.
Very uncharacteristic of them.
Yeah,
Correct?
Yeah, you've got Davide Santon at the back. You've got Brozovic as well. I just have to
But
say,
I'm not surprised with their attack up front though. It's like they were out of ideas.
Yeah.
And this has been happening for a couple of weeks already right now. Spalletti doesn't seem to be addressing the issue.
I think the question is, what did Udinese do right instead of
Tap in football.
Momentum, capitalizing on chances.
3 goals coming from Udinese, right?
Yeah.
It's all tap in football. I mean,
or just tap into the
I'll
goal.
like use their pace and what do you call?
To
square
like
in.
catch you off guard.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot. Yeah.
And Skriniar and Miranda, these two players, totally unacceptable in my opinion. Because it's Udinese. I mean, they're not even like one of the top 7 teams or 8 teams.
But then you got Borja Valero. I mean, like, as much as I defended him at the start of the season, I felt like this was quite disappointing.
Yeah, which brings me back to why I had skepticism when he was first brought into the club. I just don't think he's that person who offers creativity in midfield.
But credit to Spalletti. I think I don't know what to say.
I mean, so far he has done a great job in terms of. Okay, it's only one defeat. I mean, we don't have to get all depressed and shit. But
Correct.
But I expect a lot from Spalletti, considering what he's done at Roma. Maybe that's where the biased assessment comes from. But for Valero, I just think that, did you even feel his presence on the pitch in this game? No,
I was
he was playing
around the penalty box only.
We just didn't feel it at all. Like you are a holding central midfielder. You are supposed to release your wingers and your strikers up front to allow them to do more rapid interplay. But that was non-existent because they had to rely on both flanks most of the time. Nothing happened down the midfield. So
true.
Something is really disappointing. Shout out to Udinese's Antonin Barak, Kevin Lasagna. Who the fuck names their child Lasagna?
Is it lasagna or is it lasagna?
No, Lasagna.
Ooh.
And Rodrigo De Paul, who were their front 3 players. The chemistry was off the charts between these 3 players.
Yeah.
Verona versus AC Milan 3-0, our next match. Vincenzo Montella is finally fired, and the former AC Milan man Genaro Gattuso has been appointed to replace him.
What can you do, man?
A change in system finally.
Yeah, where
we
managers
were
angry.
always against Milan using a 3-5-2 because we know it downright doesn't work. So he went back to using 4-3-3,
Yes,
which
he
I
did.
believe he was familiar playing with together with the likes of Pirlo and Kaká last time.
Yeah, back then.
Correct, and Seedorf.
Ridiculous though, the match, if you watch the match.
Yeah, it was so disappointing.
Unacceptable.
To watch, man.
Did it look like they played with a back 4? It didn't look like they played with a back 4.
Not only that,
More
the
like a
midfield-
back 2.
The midfield, I don't know what they were
This
doing.
game was also like a
exactly like both Milan games.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I said like it is like tap-ins,
Yeah.
and the defense was so open. I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing at the back?
But for Milan, this is like up front they don't have tall players. They are Borini.
Borini is
They
not
don't have
exactly
tall
Kalinic.
players,
tall.
and they have Suso crossing the ball inside the box all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just
Who
like,
was sent off as well after that.
Yeah, and that was a bad tackle, lah.
right? It's just like, what is he thinking? Crossing the ball with nobody taller to hit in
Trigger
the ball.
happy. Not just trigger happy, I think. It's just.
I think if you're
I
talking
think
about-
it's the same thing as well. Like, if I can akin them to a poet, they are hitting a writer's block.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know how to attack anymore.
No, I actually had a talk to Mikhail about this on Tuesday while I was watching this match. He mentioned about how it was more of Montella, down to Montella and the board as well, for like, even though they have money, why did they choose to go with buying 12 players, putting them in the squad, instead of buying maybe just 6 and integrate them into the squad with the Milan experience? What was the logic behind that?
I think actually there's a good point to raise, because I read out a couple of commentaries and like comments on social media. The general narrative and the criticism that runs right now is, was it right to brand Milan like as a resurging side when maybe perhaps the money that they spent was on second tier players only? It's like when Tottenham used to buy a lot of players last time under Andre Villas-Boas.
Yeah,
It's
the
same
first
thing.
resurgent season.
Only to result in a mediocre team.
And a 5-1 win
Yeah.
over Liverpool.
And they were talking about how Milan never really recovered after the likes of Ibra, Pirlo left. Like
I think-
after that there was Pazzini, who was still delivering goals for them. But then after that, like there was really literally no one
Nobody,
else left.
yeah.
Really, there was no one else left. Really.
Balotelli.
Balotelli came back, but he was
Yeah,
still
Balotelli
shite.
came back.
Yeah.
Yes, their strikers were delivering goals. Even after that, Carlos Bacca.
Yeah.
Still fine, still
Correct,
okay.
correct. Yeah,
still
yeah, you're
okay.
right, you're right.
But now, like, there's literally no one left. They don't have resources left to use already.
And it used to be the side that we fight in Champions League.
Yeah, like we used to challenge them. Everybody used to fear them in the Champions League, and now they're just like
So bad.
cats.
Cats.
Yeah.
And I think what was even more ridiculous is the fact that just a few days before the match, they played Verona as well in the Coppa Italia and trashed them 3-0. champion. And now they lost.
Gattuso is like, everyone get a cigar. You're celebrating because we're gonna beat Verona again. Fucking get trashed. And you're like, what the fuck's happening?
Okay, to be fair to Gattuso, I think it was right for him to line up 4-3-3. But I think the players really let him down this time around.
You can't expect them to replicate the same magnitude.
Okay, because
of the old formation.
Look, if that's the case, then what works for Milan? I can't play with back 3. I can't play with back 4. What do you want me to play you with?
Back 2.
Why not? Because there were so many fucking attackers.
And they play wing back.
And okay, but in this game, right, the strikers were really off form. There was skying shots. There were skying volleys that were supposed to be scored. Like, what the hell?
Like I don't think they were looking at the goalpost.
Yeah, they just tried.
Boss!
Half volley. Okay, let's go for it.
I'm not sure if they were shooting or making clearances.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like I was watching Sergio Ramos trying every shot that came to him, you know. Everybody was Sergio Ramos in that game. Like every strike force was... Even Bonucci was Sergio Ramos in that game. Not defensively, but in attack. It's quite disappointing.
Very disappointing, but Gattuso immediately cancelled Milan's Christmas dinner after that. And they are being taken on a retreat, training retreat right now. Yeah.
No more Christmas for you all. Everybody's a naughty list.
Everyone is just like, but boss, why do we not get Christmas parties?
Sorry, boss.
Yeah.
We want turkey.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next talk set in the Bundesliga. Let's switch up a little bit and not talk about Dortmund or Bayern for once. Hannover 96 versus Bayer Leverkusen, a 4-4 draw. A very exciting and thrilling match.
This was a really good match, I have to say.
Hannover, by the way, is a newly promoted side.
Yes.
I mean, they
used to be a regular lah.
Yeah, they used to be regular, relegated for 2 seasons. Now they're back. This game, historically speaking, Bayer has always won it. They've won 83% of their meetups already. But this game, I think it proved that Hannover came back with that kind of mindset that, you know what, we're now 11th spot. Right now, the gap is just literally 5 points. We can get this back. Anything can happen right now in the Bundesliga. So it's all to fight for lah. So Hannover had a motivation to go. Now, in my opinion, if they were to be languishing at maybe 15-16 with maybe a 10-point gap, they wouldn't give a shit, to be honest.
So you're saying if they were in the relegation zone right now, they won't be performing this well?
I don't think so.
So it's the momentum lah.
Yes, it's the momentum. Every team right now, they're doing quite well. So Bayer as well. Bayer is 4th place right now, but they're not far off from dropping down to like 6 spots. So in this game, it was like a ping pong match lah. Hannover scored registering 18 shots, and you got Bayer hitting 20. And in the match reports, both of them were praised because their finishing was superb, their passing was superb,
and defensively
they were shite. The statistics were exactly the same, and I'm like, how the hell do I break this apart? Now this was a proper...
This is football.
This is really like, I don't know how to break these teams apart. But credit to Hannover, they actually really tried. Even though Bayer dominated the whole game, most of the game, Hannover scored first. Yeah. I mean, Bayer scored first, Hannover equalized, then they started to kick back. They started to score. Yeah, they started to score. Then Bayer had to level back. And this was also proven because Bayer were dominating the match. It was quite unconventional, or it was quite unjustifying of what they did throughout the whole game. But then again, you have to cut them some slack.
Quick question: Has Leverkusen improved compared to last season?
Without Chicharito,
I think it's a very much different side. Now, I wouldn't say that they've improved, but they're
You're just saying that they are right there because the circumstances of the league have changed.
It's so tight. I mean, it could end up after the winter break, something would happen. They might drop even further. You never know.
Or maybe because Toprak left.
That's actually very true. That's actually quite
play X-Files.
You know, the Bayer played a 4, if I'm not wrong, it's a 3-5-2 formation or 3-4-3 formation, and it clearly showed lah. Without Toprak, it was actually not bad lah. It actually was, bearing in mind that they consider 4 goals lah, but the other side also consider 4 goals. So
moving on to our next talk set, the Premier League, Tottenham Hotspurs and Manchester City. Spurs being demolished 4-1.
This game.
City being dominant again lah.
Yeah.
Who is going to stop them now?
You know, City is now 16 games unbeaten.
Let's not put it in a way where Spurs had a chance to win. Did they stand a chance to draw?
No, they didn't. They didn't, dude. They didn't.
I mean, like the early goals from Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne just destroyed the momentum of them.
They had like a glimpse.
Yeah.
Over the first 20 minutes, they tapped into the midfield because their main midfield memang tak ada. But they don't have David Silva, they don't have Bernardo Silva, they don't have Danilo. So like they tapped into the places where it was their slots.
Because Spurs is in a bad run of form right now.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like during the second goal itself, Tottenham should have replied then, really, right?
But they kind of gave up after that.
They tried, you know, until Sterling tapped in that goal.
Then they're like, okay, I'm done. That's
like,
it lah.
Fuck, dude. Tottenham was just like demotivated the whole
Yeah, because
game.
the goal after that was such an easy goal.
Yeah.
I'm like, Spurs, what the hell?
It's like usually don't see this kind of things happening because of Alderweireld.
Yeah.
Vertonghen was in the game.
Yeah.
But having Eric Dyer to replace him,
No, yeah.
he doesn't have the
Isn't Eric
capability.
Dyer a natural centre defensive midfielder?
He's shifted
Can
into
play centre back as well.
Yeah.
he shifted into a defensive. But
It reminds me of Emre Can when he was shifted to centre back for Liverpool when he was supposed to be a centre midfielder.
Nah, it's okay. We don't talk about him. He's going to Juventus.
Fuck it.
let's go.
But this game, no, I think it was more of a, like what you said, there was no presence in defense. I feel like there was no presence in defense. Vertonghen is there, but him and Alderweireld made a very steady pair at the start of the season, which is why they were very good at the back.
No, I mean like Alderweireld is more consistent than Vertonghen. Vertonghen looks like
fair.
a fucking Lovren sometimes. Sometimes he looks like a fucking dominant defender. But for Spurs, I feel like because of losing one player, you cannot play this kind of football you used to play. It's like this is gonna bring your momentum into the Champions League.
Yeah, that's true. And bear in mind, I felt like this game was as if when Man City came in, right?
I bought it.
They put a plastic bag on top of the Spurs heads and then they suffocate him. Like suffocate. Then basically the whole game was just Spurs struggling, and then they ran out of air and then they just passed out. And that was basically the whole game. How it transpired the whole game.
Yeah, Eriksen's still on for them.
Yeah, and then after Eriksen is just like that one kick before they die, that one rigor mortis kick, then that's it.
I mean, like for City, right? City is the team that if we're gonna win this league, we're gonna score more goals than you.
Under Pep's guidance.
So
yeah,
even though you scored, we are not gonna give up until we score more goals than you.
Pep
we're gonna make sure you destroy you.
He's merciless and very relentless.
If we want to finish the game, we finish the game properly.
Yeah.
Like he really pushes his players to go max all out.
So it's like-
but isn't that dangerous? I mean, I kind of feel like luck is really on their side. How is it possible that they have no injuries at all this season?
No, they have depth. Even though they don't have injuries, they have depth.
Yeah, I know, but United has depth too.
Stop tackling.
We lost our depth to injuries. Fuck, Bailey is out for 3 months, dude.
Pogba's back.
I feel like it's because of the main main man in City right now. De Bruyne is having the spotlight of his life right now.
And Sterling as well.
Yeah, I
don't
hope
need
not
Sterling.
breaks
I hate to say it, but Sterling has been doing
De
extremely
Bruyne
well.
is the only player I feel like is holding the City really well. If he's injured, I don't think Silva can
I hope someone
replicate the
breaks
whole
his leg,
thing.
honestly.
What the fuck? I mean like
It's either
Yeah.
someone breaks his leg or something happens to the medical department and everyone gets fired.
But like I say, if De Bruyne is injured, right, David Silva cannot replicate the same form he has right now. Kevin De Bruyne. It's like David Silva at his prime is really good. But
David
right
Silva
now,
is now more like a utility player, even though
He's like a Carrick at United.
Yeah, but even though he's been starting a lot, he's been doing quite well. It's more of he's your utility
because he
role.
lets
It's like an added value to
Yes,
the team.
yes.
he lets De Bruyne move forward.
Yeah, and he sit back.
Yeah,
He sit back.
So whenever he's needed, then he go up like Carrick lah. Exactly.
like against in the United game as well, Silva was the type exactly what you said.
Fucking god with Silva in that game.
But this game at this point, right, I really don't know what is going to
really,
happen.
who can actually bring down City right now?
Yeah,
Someone in the
I really
Champions
don't know who's going to bring down City.
It's either Barca or PSG or Real Madrid.
Or Liverpool.
No, but domestically, who's going to stop them?
Still United. You have to wait for the return fixture.
But by the time, would it be too late already or not? By the time, would it be too
It
late?
doesn't matter. I don't mind giving them the title this season, but I want us to at least defeat them for once. For the pride of Manchester. Manchester will always be red. I don't care. Moving on to our next
Okay.
upset. Watford versus Huddersfield. One
this
for Marco Silva's men, also hitting a bad run of form. This is their third match where they've had 3 consecutive send-offs.
I think I jinxed them already.
This game, man, like, what the fuck, we?
It was very weird. Silva played a 5-2-3 formation. I'm not sure what he was thinking. 2 people in midfield, 3 strikers up front, 5 per the back.
Without the center defensive midfielder.
And against a Huddersfield that likes to initiate a lot of action in midfield, what made him think that, you know what, I'm going to play 5-2-3 because that's my calling, man.
Because they saw Liverpool being able to trash Huddersfield, they thought that they were at like a same level.
Same level.
Right. So that's what I can see why they put 3 players up front and 2 in the midfield. I mean, like the 3 up front, right, can play interplay with each other, but it's just like they want to score goals as well. But at the same time, you want to provide the necessary defense at the back with his 5. Then you play the wings
The wing backs, yeah.
to allow players to play.
Because what I feel, my personal opinion about Watford after Silva's transformation is they like to attack. Silva likes to attack. Marco Silva likes to attack. He likes to go up front. You see him at Hull. He brought in Niasse for a reason that time.
Yeah.
Because he likes to
Yeah.
go up front and intimidate, you know. I watched a video about his tactics talking about how he likes to switch plays between his fullback. So before reaching the final third of the opponent's pitch, he will make sure those fullbacks pass the balls to each other as frequently as possible. So the ball will move from left to right, right to left, left to right, right to left. So it dilutes the opponent's chances of getting the ball in midfield.
Very less lah.
Yeah, so that's how he likes to play. And for him to do that, he needs two very, very good holding midfielders, which is usually the Kore and Kapoe.
Yeah, and Cleverly is out as
and
well.
Cleverly usually comes in to be the playmaker.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, he does.
But he was not available. And Shaloba also sometimes replaces him in that position, so they switched lah. But two of them were not available because Shaloba was out with an injury. So he went back to being defensive. And I think he went back to 5-2-3, not went back to 5-2-3, because he knows Huddersfield also is an offensive side.
Yeah. Yes.
So he's trying to balance between defense and offense, but the team has no idea how to do that, and that's how they fucked up.
This was the first time that they actually went to 5-2-3 formation. There's a 5-2-3 formation. We've never seen them do it before.
Have you ever seen a team become successful with 5-2-3?
If FIFA
I don't know, man. If I were Richarlison, I'm like, what the fuck is he smoking?
Some Brazilian weed.
It's very weird. They really didn't stand a chance lah in this one.
They didn't. Basically
after Troy Deeney got sent off lah, obviously.
Yeah, after Troy Deeney got sent off, which was kind of a stupid tackle. Why did he even bother going like that?
Because it's Deeney.
Ever since he made fun of Arsenal, he's never had a very good run of form at all.
Arsenal should sign him.
Interesting to note, Watford, as a result of playing this style of football, they have conceded the second most amount of goals.
Damn.
in the
After
Premier League.
Liverpool.
Stoke has conceded 39, the most. After that is 33, which is Watford, thanks to this. So they play a lot of attacking football, which is good. Yes, they're winning
But they're
games.
leaky defense.
But at the back, they're very vulnerable. I think additionally, Silva also needs to address the discipline issue. I mean, 3 games in a row, you have red cards.
They have red cards. I think they'll get a fine,
Really?
Watford will get a fine for the amount of red cards that they got. It's like a disciplinary action lah. By right, I think you would get fined.
Maybe the fans are like, what the fuck you talking about, mate?
Hashtag fun UEFA Lona.
Moving on to our next talk set, let's talk about the Europa League Final 32 draw. It's in a league, more of a competition that we've been neglecting so far because Arsenal's in it. Just kidding. It's because there really hasn't been anything
They
interesting.
think they can win it, right?
Sorry?
They think they can win it, right?
I think they can.
They can. It's pretty easy.
Just because Munich is not in.
Huh?
Just because Munich is not in.
Bayern's not in, man. Dortmund and Atalanta. Psh.
I don't know, man. You might not want to underestimate Atletico.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
oh,
Napoli.
sorry, Arsenal.
Sorry, your chances are gone.
But let's talk about some of the interesting picks, draws, I think, that have happened. One of the matches is Napoli versus Leipzig. Why no reaction from you two? I was expecting some reaction from the both of you.
We're not fans of Leipzig
Izham is.
or Napoli. Just because Pepe Reina is in Napoli.
Napoli and Leipzig were relegated from the Champions League,
Yeah.
so both of them got third spot.
Yep.
And something tells me,
UEFA Lona.
yeah, UEFA Lona shit going on, man.
Hello, I am Yupalona.
UEFA Arsenal.
In any case, Napoli are the Italian league leaders. Probably by February, they will still be league leaders.
Hopefully so.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I don't want to
so.
jinx them, touch wood. But they are up against Leipzig, who are also struggling to maintain their form in the Bundesliga.
But even in the Bundesliga, they're at the 4th spot. They're like teetering in that.
But when you look at the
top 10.
circumstances of this match, when you try to weigh these two teams, Leipzig has nothing that Napoli has. You
They
get
do
what
have,
I mean?
they
Like,
do.
they have no
have
experience.
Okay, yes, they do not have experience, but they do have firepower.
Napoli, you're saying?
No.
Leipzig.
We're talking about
Leipzig.
The only
When
thing
you look
that
at how they
right now-
performed in Champions League, it's, I don't know, pretty unconvincing to me.
The only thing they can do right now is just expect the attacking side to carry
And
them
Napoli
forward.
have been very strong this season.
Yes, that's
So,
why I said
which is why I feel like they might not stand a chance because
it will be a good experience for Leipzig. That's
It will
what
be
I
a
can
good
say.
match.
It will
Definitely.
definitely be a good match. It will also be a good experience for Leipzig because they'll be like, okay, so where do I focus now? Do I go to Champions League again, or do I want to go to?
Do I sell my players?
Or do I sell my players? Yeah, one of my players are leaving anyway.
Time to make money. Cash out.
moving on to
Bitcoin.
our next pick of the match is Lyon versus Villarreal, last year's semi-finalist up against La Liga's 6th place team for now, who also topped Group A with 11 points. But when you look at both teams, they only won 3 of their group stage matches, which is interesting. So it's not very convincing. Out of 6 fixtures. Think about it.
I think Lyon has the edge.
Yeah.
Lyon has a better edge.
Lyon has a better edge.
I mean, like, if you see the previous game that we just talked about, I feel like if they carry the momentum forward, I mean, like, defensively, they won't be leaking goals, and they have a good attacking side.
Yeah.
So,
Again, Fekir will carry lah.
And Lyon has a problem with converting goals as well. Villarreal has.
Villarreal has problems.
They've only scored 23 out of the 152 chances they've created this season.
sounds like Liverpool.
Hey, don't
But
laugh.
Stephen Downing is in Liverpool.
Stewart.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh man, I miss Downing, man.
Why? He hit.
Why?
He hit post more than he scored. It's the woodwork. Remember the woodwork season?
You know who I miss the most right now? Victor Moses.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like it. I'm just like I was watching Football Daily and I was like Victor Moses. I'm like,
Why do you want 4th African of the Year players in our team?
why not?
Anyways, okay, Dortmund versus Atlanta. Relegated from Champions League as well, Dortmund. And Atlanta doing very well in the Europa League.
Atalanta-
In the same group as Lyon and Everton as well.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's good to note here that Everton was destroyed by Atalanta 5-1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
They have 14 points in Group E,
Where's
and they've
Carabao
only
Cup?
conceded 4 goals so far.
They've only considered 4 goals so far.
Yeah, in the Europa League.
That 1 goal against Everton lah. I think Dortmund under Peter Stöger has been doing. I think that
They lost in the
they lost in the
Pokal.
Pokal, but it's against Bayern. Let's be honest. It's against fucking Bayern. I mean like
2 months ago, that wasn't your attitude.
Huh?
Big shift there, boy.
Yeah, I know.
I cannot say anything really. I'm just looking at it like in the league right now. It's like Bayern again. Be good, cool, very good.
Give it to them.
That's basically my mood right now. The Bundesliga, you know. Who's I thought? That's next year. I can tell you already next season Bayern's gonna win the fucking title again. For all I care. But under Peter Stöger, they have had a decent run of form. Aubameyang is doing well. Kagawa is surprisingly doing well.
I feel like this is just a facade.
Sorry?
Until Mkhitaryan comes back.
Oh yeah, hello, I'm back again. Now, we've had this debate about Peter Stöger a week back when we talked about him coming
more
from
time and
Cologne.
stuff.
Let's understand that Peter Stöger has been one of the best managers for Cologne for 2 seasons running.
So you're saying the players failed him this season?
For
I
Cologne,
think
right?
it's
Cologne.
yes, for Cologne, yes, Cologne. Not Hannover, Cologne. Yeah.
Not the whole league, right? But
no,
Cologne,
not
right?
but Cologne.
Just to make things clear.
He's had very good experiences with Cologne. Brought them back from the relegation, back to the league, Bundesliga. They in the first season alone, they got into the Europa League. So Peter Stöger, I think it's more of a combination of the board and situations going around in the club that unfortunately, these players are paper thin, have to play European matches, and as a result, in the league, their form had to suffer, and the board had no choice but to sack him. But Peter Stöger is actually a very good manager. I've not seen how he's played. I have to admit, I have not seen how he played. But there must be a reason why Dortmund decided to bring in Stöger in the first place.
Because you needed a manager.
It's like telling me there must be a reason why Everton brought Allardyce in. I don't know, to survive relegation.
But yeah, I think this time around Peter Stöger could do something in the young side.
Hopefully
lah. I mean, all of
Really
us.
get to see.
I think yes, a lot of us.
After this kind of matches, you can see the performance after. You can only judge after this kind of performance.
Yes.
Right.
I won't blame them. I won't blame Dortmund for being knocked out by Atalanta because Atalanta has been doing extremely well. In European form, Atalanta has been doing very well. Dortmund, on the other hand,
in the league,
yeah,
they're doing decent.
exactly.
Pretty okay.
And Dortmund, on the other hand, you can't say much. They're in a very bad run of form right now. Very bad run.
Yeah.
So,
On paper,
yeah.
Dortmund is definitely better. Like,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I think Atlanta, when you look at what they have achieved domestically, it's a sign that even though their team, we don't even know any of their players. That means these mediocre players, they have that cohesion,
It's like
which
Burnley.
Dortmund has been struggling to develop this season.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. No, it's like Burnley. No, look at it. It's really like Burnley.
Yeah, it's literally Burnley. It's like the
basically
Italian Burnley.
Hey, Burnley was at the Champions League spot, okay, for 1 week lah, but that was alright lah. Like basically 3 days lah. That was fine already.
So since we have some time left, CK and Henry have specially requested that we talk about United's defeat to Bristol City.
Pogba was in the squad lah.
Yeah,
by the way.
so come on, let's go ahead, lads. You can
we
grill
lost
me.
because we don't have Pogba.
No. I'm not gonna grill you. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna say is like the Mourinho underestimated the team.
If he underestimated the team, he wouldn't have fielded such a strong lineup.
So Bristol City were the better team this time
Lucky.
Have you seen the winner?
And was it his plan to cast this club aside to focus on other things?
I don't
like
think
the
so.
league.
I don't think so.
Because
Because it was a realistic cup for him to win. But I'm already at that stage where I'm prepared for United to not win anything this season, but remain in second place until the end of the season.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, to
That's
go
fair
to
enough.
Champions League.
Champions League. I think that's the dream for everybody.
Very so.
I think the momentum for United really went downhill after the Liverpool match, the 0-0 draw.
That's because they brought it to themselves.
No. Let me finish. We've talked about this before, lah. When you bring Mourinho into the club, the attention is on him. It's not on
Yes.
the club anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a repercussion, and that repercussion reciprocates on the team. So when Mourinho doesn't deliver, we think that the whole club is at fault. I put up a status just now on Facebook, man. I said I'm waiting for the press to blow this defeat out of proportion. But I think there's too much pressure on Mourinho to have to deliver. Like this guy, you so cocky, you must win. I don't care. Who asked you so cocky? That's why I have to. It's like we're all moral saints, you know. You get what I mean?
Morals.
I'm not trying to be a Mourinho apologist, but I feel like this has been brought by himself. He's a damn good manager, but he has a huge ego, and that media will feed on his ego.
Yeah.
Because if anything goes wrong, they're gonna say, "Fucker, you did this to yourself."
Yeah. I think the media just hates his ego in general.
Yes.
That's why they're trying to attack him so often.
Have you ever
So
seen
you're
star
right when you say
players?
he brings it upon himself. But let's be fair. Is it right for the media to do that?
Look, the media will do whatever it takes to.
Yeah, to get its views. But
Correct.
that's why I'm saying, is it right? We all know the answer. It's not. It's totally not. It's not fair.
That's true.
If Guardiola was a cocky person, the media would do the same.
Yeah.
He is a cocky.
No, he's not.
He's
He was
not.
so
He's
humble.
not.
He was
He's
after
not
the 15th game he won. He's
Fucker,
like,
he's
no,
damn
I'm not gonna
humble,
win.
dude.
It's impossible.
He's fucking humble, dude.
he's like,
The
it's
reason why
impossible.
Mourinho has a proven track record
Yeah.
in terms of winning trophies.
But wouldn't you say the same
People
for
hate
Pep?
him because he of his philosophy. He doesn't like to attack. He likes
parks
to
the
sit
bus.
back then counter attack, because to him winning is everything.
Yes.
Fuck those people who play the beautiful game. Winning is
Like,
everything. You won trophy, you win.
I
That's
can
the
win
only
1-0.
thing.
I can win 1-0. I can still win.
Then
the league.
so when he loses, the media will be like, oh, you win or not now? You win or not now? You never
Yeah.
win, but shut up lah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
We're so glad that we opened this time out for Johan to rant out everything.
I just
so
think
that
the
we can
media
have
is
a
not
good
being
time
fair.
after this.
I just think the media is not being fair to him. But I
media
remember
is
CK shared that video. Remember? You shared the video to me about the fan who was complaining about how he's
Yes.
destroying the club.
Yes.
Because he's
But you
destroying its
disagree.
values.
Yeah. But you disagreed with that.
I disagreed with that because at that time it was not right to put out a comment like that, because the team tried. The team really tried. But if this was an episode at the end of the season, then that video would have come in relevant.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'm already prepared to accept the fact that this season United is not going to win
Hey, it's
anything.
okay. Liverpool has always been prepared every season.
You are stop chasing.
Anyway, that brings us to the end of this week's podcast. Don't forget to tune in same place, same time next week. But until next time, this is Johan.
This is Henry.
This is CK.
So signing off, loads of balls.